What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Lake Tahoe, 34 to 36 degrees. Just heading over to West Shore, Tahoe. Gonna get in a nice ride down to Emerald Bay from Olympic Valley on the gravel bike Ventum GS1. This bike is probably the closest to an actual road bike, but yet still retaining those gravel characteristics. However, not able to go up to the biggest tires of the 50 mil, whereas this bike maxes out around 42, which still plenty of tread, plenty of rubber for what I'm doing mostly around here, and maybe not so much for the single track, but that is why you have a mountain bike, but still enough to get over some of these little snowy portions and some ice. Anyways, heading down to West Shore Tahoe. This is probably the famous side of the lake because you have great views like this. The water was extremely flat, no wind, and it is nice and flat, which is a rarity for Tahoe, where the roads typically are going up or they're coming back down. So just a nice shot, a little bit of waves coming in. The water this time of year, typically 38 to 40 degrees, never really gets below 38 very often, and there are enough currents and water movement that this lake actually never freezes, no matter how cold the air temperature becomes. So when you are riding below 40 degrees, I believe it is all about layering. I have a wool base layer, and then I have a synthetic thermal, and then my soft shell cycling jacket, and then cycling tights with thermal layers inside, and then cycling socks with a Columbia thermal booty over my socks, and then in my shoes, and then booties over my shoes with some winter gloves with ski liners. It is all about layering upon layers, and you stay nice and toasty. Typically you don't need dual layers on your legs because they are working so often, but the rest of your body will thank you for layering. So it seems there are a lot of videos about using a gravel bike as a road bike, and if you can or not, and you definitely can, and I recommend doing such in the winter time. You really do not lose very much speed at all. Even with these knobby 40mm tires, I found I was cruising above 20 miles an hour quite easily, and being able to take these cracks and these paths, which are very bumpy and not great conditions, with ease. For me, I feel that the gravel bike, which really is just an endurance bike that can take even larger tires, is the optimal bike for normal mortals. Like most of us who are not professional racers, this is just a great, comfortable bike to ride throughout the winter, throughout the summer. You can throw some skinnier tires on there if you want, really roll with 34s, which would be the optimal for group rides, even some races on pavement, which is not optimal. And most of our roads, like maybe the Paris-Roubaix even, are pretty rough, where you really want that extra rubber and lower tire pressures, which these bikes and tire combinations allow for, typically going tubeless. So you can roll over fire roads, roll over rough roads, snow, ice, kind of easier without any effort. And this is coming from someone who raced triathlons professionally on really 23 millimeter tires at 140, 160 psi. And you just try to become a rocket ship. And really, do you lose a lot riding these bikes? Not as much, but how much do you gain in having fun? And I would say you gain one heck of a lot, and allows you just to ride longer, further, and keep on ripping outdoors, getting on those adventures.